Carl Jung's theories on personality types have sparked debates, discoveries, and even some unexpected insights about how different types perceive and interpret the world. Two of the most complex and introspective types, INFJs and INTPs, have both a lot in common and some stark differences. But when it comes to actually making sense of reality, could it be that the idealistic INFJ actually has an advantage over the logical INTP? Carl Jung's foundational theories introduce the idea that individuals perceive and interpret the world through distinct psychological functions. Among these functions, intuition and thinking stand out as two key approaches that shape how people gather information and make decisions. Jung proposed that we each have a dominant function, our primary mode of understanding the world, and that our personality type is largely defined by which of these functions is strongest. In the case of INFJs and INTPs, the dominant functions, introverted intuition, Ni, for INFJs and introverted thinking, T, for INTPs, represent fundamentally different ways of processing reality. For INFJs, intuition is not just a simple hunch but rather a highly developed system of perceiving patterns and meanings below the surface level. Introverted intuition, Ni, leads INFJs to look beyond immediate facts or logical conclusions, seeking the bigger picture and the hidden connections between ideas, people, or events. This intuitive function often manifests as an almost mysterious ability to sense what others are feeling or to foresee outcomes that others might miss. Through Ni, INFJs build an internal framework that they continually refine as they encounter new experiences and perspectives. For INTPs, introverted thinking, T, is their primary way of understanding and making sense of the world. This function drives them to dissect, analyze, and break down concepts and situations to understand the underlying structure and logic. INTPs are natural theorists and analysts, constantly questioning the validity of ideas and seeking clarity in all things. INTPs often prefer to understand the why and how behind things, leading them to study concepts in depth and find solutions that others may not consider. While INFJs look for patterns that tie disparate elements together, INTPs analyze each component independently, piecing things together only after they have examined every part. This distinction can lead to very different interpretations of the same situation. This difference can lead INFJs to find meaning where INTPs may see ambiguity, and INTPs to see clarity where INFJs perceive an opportunity for deeper insight. Jung emphasized that both intuition and thinking are essential for a well-rounded understanding of reality, as each has strengths and limitations. For INFJs, their intuition allows them to envision a future filled with purpose and connections, often guiding them to help others through empathy and insight. For INTPs, their thinking function helps them achieve a deep, logical understanding of their interests, guiding them to solve problems and innovate in a structured way. Together, Jung's concepts of intuition and thinking offer a window into how each type approaches life's complexities, INFJs with a visionary grasp of interconnectedness, and INTPs with a precise, analytical approach. In Jung's view, understanding these foundational functions can allow INFJs and INTPs to appreciate their own strengths, recognize their potential blind spots, and strive for a more balanced perspective that incorporates both intuitive and logical insights. For INFJs, pattern recognition is more than just a skill, it's their unique superpower, allowing them to connect dots and see beyond surface-level information. They might sense, for instance, that a friend's sudden mood shift is due to an unspoken worry, or that a series of seemingly unrelated events is leading toward a significant outcome. This pattern recognition happens almost instantly for INFJs. When they meet someone new, they can pick up on emotional signals, personal motivations, and inconsistencies in behavior. Over time, INFJs accumulate mental maps based on these subtle cues, making them incredibly adept at recognizing familiar behavioral patterns in others. This is why INFJs often feel they can see right through people. They're not necessarily reading minds, but their ability to quickly and accurately interpret hidden cues creates that impression. In relationships, this superpower can make INFJs incredibly supportive and understanding partners who just get others in ways that feel deeply affirming. In work or creative environments, I.N.F.J.'s pattern recognition helps them think several steps ahead. They can often envision potential outcomes, seeing beyond immediate tasks to assess long-term impacts. This skill is particularly beneficial in roles that require strategic thinking, counseling, or mentoring, where understanding complex interpersonal or systemic patterns is critical. INFJs might be the ones to suggest a course correction before a crisis emerges, or foresee the success of a project based on their nuanced perception of team dynamics. However, I.N.F.J.'s pattern recognition can also have downsides. For one, this heightened sensitivity to underlying currents can make INFJs prone to overthinking. When they sense even the slightest shift in someone's behavior or an inconsistency in a situation, they may analyze it in depth, trying to uncover its root cause. This habit of dissecting subtle cues can lead to misinterpretation, where INFJs see patterns or motives that might not actually be there. Moreover, this ability can make INFJs vulnerable to emotional burnout. This is one reason why INFJs require regular time alone to recharge and sort through the impressions they've gathered. For those around them, I.N.F.J.'s pattern recognition can sometimes appear as if they have a psychic ability. They might be able to predict someone's reaction or accurately describe an emotional struggle that hasn't been explicitly shared, leading others to view them as remarkably perceptive, or even mysterious. I.N.F.J's skill in navigating social dynamics might make them better at interpreting human relationships, as they can often anticipate others' needs and intentions. This capacity to see beyond the facts can be particularly powerful in planning or guiding others. INFJs often intuitively recognize where projects, relationships, or personal choices might lead, which allows them to advise others in ways that feel almost prophetic. This intuitive foresight can lead them to approach relationships with caution, carefully choosing who they let into their inner world. This trait can sometimes make INFJs come across as overly serious or even pessimistic. They might feel it's their duty to protect others from pain or disappointment, which can lead to emotional burnout. On a larger scale, I.N.F.J's foresight often gives them a vision for societal change. Friends, family, and colleagues might be taken aback by how often INFJs predict things accurately or identify emotional dynamics that haven't been openly discussed. While INFJs may not be truly psychic, their ability to read between the lines and sense subtle shifts in their environment often allows them to see outcomes that others cannot. For instance, if an INFJ has a gut feeling about someone's hidden motive, their T function will seek supporting evidence, question the reasoning behind the insight, and evaluate it critically to avoid making rash judgments. They might feel emotionally compelled towards certain ideas or people through their intuitive insights, but T compels them to pause, reflect, and ask, does this make sense? Is this consistent with what I know? This critical thinking element keeps INFJs from being swept away by emotions or abstract thoughts, making them more grounded in their decision-making. I.N.F.J's T function helps them filter the vast amounts of information they absorb daily, organizing it in a way that is practical and accessible. For instance, while INFJs might pick up on complex social dynamics or hidden intentions in a group, T enables them to break down these intuitions and understand them through reasoned analysis. This blend of insight and logic is what makes INFJs skilled communicators, counselors, and mediators, able to articulate complex ideas with surprising clarity. Unlike thinkers who rely solely on data or feelers who prioritize emotions alone, INFJs blend both approaches, allowing them to approach problems from multiple angles. If faced with a personal or professional dilemma, they start by envisioning different outcomes, using their NI, and then apply T to objectively weigh each option, identify patterns, and make balanced decisions. For example, in a workplace scenario, an INFJ might intuitively sense underlying tensions among team members and predict potential conflicts. Instead of simply trusting this intuition, they'll apply T to analyze the behaviors or statements contributing to these insights, allowing them to offer a balanced, evidence-based approach for conflict resolution. This logical grounding also helps them stay objective, so they're less likely to be swayed by emotions when making critical decisions. While T can be an incredible asset for INFJs, it can also become a source of struggle. When INFJs rely too heavily on this internal analysis, they may find themselves caught in the notorious needy loop. This loop occurs when an INFJ continually switches between intuition, NI, and thinking, T, without the moderating influence of their feeling, FE, function, which is essential for emotional processing and external connection. In this loop, INFJs may overanalyze their thoughts and insights, leading to cycles of rumination and self-doubt. They might continuously question their intuitions, dissecting them until they feel paralyzed by indecision or trapped in hypothetical scenarios. This introspective cycle can be mentally exhausting, leaving INFJs feeling isolated and unable to trust their instincts. The result is often a sense of analysis paralysis, where INFJs feel detached from their feelings and relationships, consumed by a mental world that never seems to reach a conclusion. In relationships, I.N.F.J's ability to balance logic with intuition makes them deeply understanding partners. They're often able to intuit their partner's needs and moods, yet they also apply T to question these perceptions, ensuring they're not making assumptions. This means INFJs can empathize without projecting their own emotions or jumping to conclusions, an ability that fosters trust and open communication. For example, if an INFJ senses their partner is upset, they'll use their intuition to tune into their partner's feelings but will also engage T to objectively consider what might be causing the tension. This dual approach allows them to address their partner's concerns with genuine empathy while also seeking practical solutions. However, INFJs must remember to voice their feelings and not let logic overshadow their natural warmth and empathy in these situations. INFJs can use their T function to deepen their understanding of themselves and grow as individuals. T allows them to step back and objectively analyze their patterns, motivations, and beliefs, creating space for self-reflection and personal development. For instance, an INFJ who struggles with self-doubt may use T to logically examine the roots of this insecurity and identify concrete actions for improvement. By applying T to their own lives, INFJs can develop a more balanced view of themselves, recognizing both their strengths and areas for growth. This introspective clarity helps them make mindful decisions that align with their values, ultimately supporting them in their personal journey towards self-acceptance and fulfillment. The harmony between intuition and logic gives INFJs a unique advantage in understanding and navigating the world. This combination allows them to maintain a practical perspective without losing sight of their ideals, an essential quality for thriving in both personal and professional settings. Their intuitive insights allow them to see potential outcomes and understand people deeply, while their logical analysis ensures these insights are grounded and actionable. When INFJs harness the strengths of both Ni and T, they can navigate life's complexities with a rare blend of depth, empathy, and pragmatism. This balanced approach enables them to solve problems creatively, understand others on a profound level, and remain resilient in the face of challenges. By embracing their natural ability to balance insight with logic, INFJs unlock the potential to make a meaningful impact on the world around them. INFJs excel at translating their abstract ideas into practical, relatable insights. Jung noted that the rare combination of intuition and empathy gives INFJs a unique way to bridge the gap between the abstract and the practical. INTPs, with their focus on theoretical frameworks, may struggle with applying their knowledge to real-life scenarios. This ability to make abstract ideas feel real is a powerful strength, particularly when dealing with complex or nuanced situations that require a human touch. INFJs can use their understanding to provide insights that resonate on a practical level, making them effective advisors, counselors, and visionaries. INFJs are driven by a sense of meaning and purpose, something that Jung described as essential for personal growth and understanding. This quest for meaning helps INFJs make sense of the world around them, giving them an instinctive sense of what fits or feels right in any situation. INTPs, while highly logical, are often more focused on intellectual clarity than personal meaning, which can lead them to overlook deeper truths in favor of objectivity. I.N.F.J.'s pursuit of meaning allows them to identify and embrace universal truths that connect them with others on a fundamental level. INFJs are naturally adept at holding conflicting ideas and emotions, something that Jung saw as essential for psychological growth. Their ability to accept paradoxes allows them to see things from multiple perspectives and avoid rigid thinking. INTPs, with their desire for logical consistency, may feel uncomfortable with paradoxes and ambiguity, preferring to resolve them through analysis. INFJs, however, embrace complexity and contradiction, which can help them understand reality in a more nuanced way. Jung believed the subconscious mind holds deep truths about the self and reality. INFJs, with their Ni, have a natural connection to the subconscious and are often aware of things beyond their conscious mind, accessing insights that are hard to explain logically. This subconscious attunement allows INFJs to sense hidden layers in situations or people, making them unusually perceptive. INTPs, who rely on logical reasoning, may not feel as connected to their subconscious, which can sometimes leave them less aware of hidden influences or underlying motives. Individuation, or becoming one's true self, was central to Jung's philosophy. INFJs, who are deeply introspective, are often drawn to personal growth and self-awareness. Their intuitive insights lead them to explore their own psyche, striving for harmony between their conscious and unconscious selves. INTPs also seek individuation but may approach it through intellectual exploration rather than emotional insight. While I.N.T.P's analytical journeys are valuable, I.N.F.J's balanced approach to intuition and introspection often gives them a more profound understanding of self-acceptance and wholeness. Ultimately, INFJs and INTPs bring unique strengths to interpreting reality. While INTPs rely on logic and rigorous analysis, INFJs tap into patterns, meaning, and the human experience. Jung's theory suggests that both types contribute valuable perspectives, but I.N.F.J's combination of intuition, empathy, and a holistic view may give them an edge in making sense of complex realities. Closing invitation: are you an INFJ or an INTP, or do you know someone who is? How do you perceive reality, and do you resonate with the insights here? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Psych IQ for more insights into the fascinating world of personality psychology and Carl Jung's timeless wisdom.